The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. Hey everybody. Thank you for joining us once again here on the Low Fact Podcast. We're still in the midst of our mini-teen podcasting. And for those of you that don't know what mini-teen means, it's a contraction of mini and quarantine.
Why is it mini, Dave?
Because it's not a real quarantine. I mean, we can still go out and do our essential things like get groceries, gas, pot.
Thankfully.
Well, I don't smoke pot, so that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, how is that an essential...
Wait, the pot shops are open?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the pot shops are open, but the churches can't be open.
Well, apparently pot is more of an essential than Jesus.
We must be... Dude, we must be in California. Because that is messed up.
Well...
So when are they going to freaking open the churches?
No, if you go by the trying to stop the spread... Because this thing is so easily spreadable, you don't want to have big groups of people congregating in enclosed spaces at one time.
Right. But what about congregation in the stores?
How many people are you going to have in the store at a given time?
What if you have one person that works at the store who infects everybody that comes in?
That is a possibility.
Because isn't there been some studies like that there's like one guy in Massachusetts they think that, or gal, they gave it to everybody. Like there's 80 cases and it was like it all came from one person.
See, it's stories like that make me tell you that you're a bad storyteller. How is all the cases 80? Didn't you just...
In Massachusetts.
There's only 80 cases in Massachusetts?
I don't know. I mean, it's something I saw in passing on Twitter, and then they said something about it on the radio, but they said that in a lot of these cases, it's like one or two people.
Yeah, one person can affect three people.
Mm.
But then each of those three people infects three more people.
So it's like the Pantene commercial?
I think it's even better than the Pantene commercial because it has a farther viral reach. Which I kind of hope our podcast becomes during the mini-teen. But going back, yes, I call it the mini-teen because it's a mini quarantine. You're not really stuck somewhere and you can't leave an enclosed space. I mean, if this was a real quarantine, no one would be able to leave their place.
That would be horrific.
That would also be a collapse of a government.
Oh yeah, because no one could go to work.
Well, not that you're talking about a collapse of an economy. I'm talking about a collapse in a government because the economy would collapse, money wouldn't be worth anything, people would get really irate, and they would go out looking to take some stuff.
And then you just have disorder and chaos.
But
so you don't think it's going to end up, that's where we're going to end up?
I don't think that we've been around long enough or have been soft for long enough for that to happen. The Roman civilization took about 500 years. No, yeah, it took about 300 years to begin collapsing.
It died in like 500 AD, right? I think 500 years after Christ.
I think it died about 100 or 200 years before that.
Right.
But it was on its decline from before. So...
How many years did you say it took? Like hundreds of years?
Yeah, it took a few hundred years.
Wow, that's a serious civilization.
Well, that's any civilization. I mean, Sears, a company, Sears Roebuck Company, has been declining, has been going out of business since I've been alive.
Wait.
And it started before I was born.
So you said you don't think we've been soft for long enough, so you think the Romans got soft?
The Romans started out as a hard bunch of people.
Because you got to build a civilization.
No, they just started, that was their philosophy. They were hard. They were hardcore. Their whole idea about having gladiatorial games was look how frickin' tough we are. We can sit around and watch people get killed and it don't bug us.
That's true.
By the end of the Roman civilization, it was spectacle. It wasn't like we're so tough we can watch people get killed. It was, hey, let's go watch some people get killed.
Right.
Now, there are some parallels to that, right? I mean, we're pretty soft now. We're pretty soft and lascivious. Everybody.
Yeah, everyone's just sitting on the couch watching TV right now.
So in that respect, maybe things have taken a turn to where, we're not like Charlie anymore, and and whatever civilization is going to come over and kick our butts.
Dude, you're cracking me up, man.
What?
You freaking cracked me up the other day.
Why?
When you were doing the Charlie thing.
Oh.
Because I was complaining about what I had in my fridge. Like I had rice, some eggs.
Yeah.
And what else? Like some beans, right? And I'm like, that's all I got to eat. And you're like, Charlie. So what were you saying?
That's a feast for Charlie.
You're like, that's a feast for Charlie.
You get by on a week or two on that.
And I'm complaining about it, but I've got food.
Yeah, because you're soft, eating with food with your silverware.
I don't have any protein. Like I don't have it. I got nothing but chicken to go with this rice.
And that's why Marie Antoinette said that it incredibly. I think Marie Antoinette did say what she was ascribed to have said, but she said it in a state of ignorance, not malice.
She didn't realize the peasants didn't have cake.
No, she didn't realize that cake was more of a luxury than bread.
Yeah. So you think if she'd said let them eat bread, there wouldn't have been a revolution?
They said the people have no bread, and that's why she said, well, let them eat cake.
Oh.
She didn't say it to be mean. She said it because she was a moron. Well, no, she said it because she was ignorant, which is different from being a moron. She didn't know.
Plus wasn't she very young as well?
Well, probably, but she just didn't know.
And they still killed her, though.
Well, she's the symbol. But yeah, going back, no, I don't think we've grown soft. I don't think we've grown soft and debaucherous enough for this to take us out.
Well, I hope that
it may have, and if it does, then it's going to be a hard slog.
I don't know if I'm tough enough to survive if things are bad. For a start, I don't have any guns.
You don't need a gun. There's going to be plenty to pick up.
Maybe if you know how to use a gun.
Whether you know how to use one or not, if things go really far south, there are going to be plenty of guns lying around for you to pick up. Problem is going to be, is there going to be any bullets?
Oh. Well, let's hope that it doesn't come to that. Because I'm not planning on there being, things breaking down.
Well, nobody does. But, if it does break down, then there's really going to be no place to go.
What if you've got, a bunker in the desert?
There's going to be no place to go. There's going to be no safe zone. Every country is going to be...
Oh, like a safe country?
There's going to be no safe place.
What about all those tech guys that, have their, compounds in New Zealand?
They're going to have to be able to get there.
Well, they go on their private plane.
Again, they're going to have to be able to get there.
Yeah.
What if all the mechanics have been taken out? What if all the mechanics are like, screw you, rich guy, we're not going to fix your plane?
Or I'm just going to take your plane.
What? Unless the mechanic knows how to fly, then probably not. But every plane requires several hours of maintenance for every hour you fly it.
So you think, civilizations are always going to take a long time to, die?
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen...
Overnight?
Yeah.
It seems to happen overnight for the people that are around when it happens.
Yeah, because usually you don't see it coming, right?
Well, no, because... No, it always seems like it happens overnight if it happens in your lifetime because, your things were around and then now they're not.
So I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, what would I take out of my house? If I had 10 minutes and just had to put some shit in a bag, I have no idea what I would take. For what? To leave and go on the road and if there was I had to get out of LA.
If there was a nuclear holocaust or something, or if everybody's on the road,
yeah,
then sit in your house and wait.
Yeah,
because there's going to be nowhere to go. Everything's going to be clogged up.
If you did have to go, what would you take though?
Again, if everyone's trying to leave, then what I would do is take a hammer and a crowbar and break into everybody else's house and find what they left.
Okay. Good. Okay. All right, I'm making notes.
Because if they're leaving, all they're going to be doing is being stuck on the 10, or the 101, or the 405, or the whatever.
But what if there's rampant lawlessness going on?
Then stay at home and don't answer the door.
Yeah.
What do you mean rampant lawlessness? I mean,
I don't know. People breaking in, killing, murder, rape, whatever, mayhem.
Again, most of the time, you kill the first 2 people that come through the door. The other people are going to be like, you know what? Let's go somewhere else because this isn't worth it.
Okay, I'm making more notes.
Not that I'm, you know.
Notes for Armageddon.
Notes for Armageddon? Pray. And that's the last thing I can suggest.
All right, thanks for tuning in to Low Fat Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Low Fact. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Low Fat Podcast. If you want to chat to us, send us some comments, or have us talk about some things, just send an email to lowfatpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our Twitter and Instagram pages at Low Fat Podcast. And also check out Andy's pages where he mixes our beats, Twitter and Instagram at Fantasy Beat, and you can also find his wicked ass shit on SoundCloud at Artificial